Hey guys, I just got a Roku TV and I'm just doing kind of a little review for my family. We used to use a really old plasma. It was a Hitachi, and we got this thing running for a long time, but it's definitely time to do an upgrade. We actually, at one point, one of our fans was messed up, and so what we did was I went on to Alibaba, and I was able to get, or AliExpress rather, and I was able to get a fan, and I actually soldered it in the back with, well, not solder, but used heat sink, and we heated up to get it to work, and that made us last for another 10 year or another year, but we just don't really need, it's really old, and we definitely need to get an upgrade. But this is kind of like my review of the new Roku TV. I got this thing at Walmart for about $300. It was $288. I think there was a little bit of tax. It was probably more like $295. But anyways, I'm just gonna kind of unbox it and we'll take a look at it. So, pretty decently packaged, I'd say. It also comes with like these little feet, which are pretty neat. I actually really like the stands on it for when it's going to be installed, but we'll open it up. But yeah, this is it opened up so far. Definitely had a little bit of trouble with the box, just like the way the foam works. I guess it's just really tightly in there, but it looks pretty good. Comes with the instructions, which I'll be looking through. And it also comes with a remote, you know, classic TV, and I guess some batteries for the remote. We'll have to see how those things last. And then just the manual. Also, what I personally got for this thing was a protection plan. I don't know if I really quite needed it, but based off what the guy told me, and I'm gonna have to overview that later down the road, but based on what he told me was you get 3 years, and if the thing cracks, you can return it in, or any power issues, you can return it like through shipping. And if it gets really bad, they'll actually swap you out with one. But I'm gonna start setting this thing up, and I'll get back to you guys. All right, so I just opened up the TV. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but it is a 4K HDR, so it should have high dynamic resolution. We'll actually have to see how it runs once I put it on the stand. But all I'm gonna do is now just kind of insert the feet, which I haven't really looked at how to do, but I will, I'm gonna just get these done real quickly. And once they're set up, I'm gonna actually stand it on the mount over here. So I will be back in just about probably 2 minutes. Snap these guys in. Based off of the instructions, you have to do long ways and not the short ways. So the long feet have to go out towards where the screen is, and the short ones go to the back. And then what you're gonna have to do next is you need a screwdriver, and you'll have to just screw these in. So I'm gonna start screwing them in, and then I'm gonna actually prop this thing up and put it again on my stand, and it should be good to go. Instructions are pretty straightforward, so yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that, and I'll stand it up for you guys. Guys, so I just put the stand together, and it went pretty well with the screwing in there. You have to use like a Phillips screwdriver. I just have like this cheap little Phillips screwdriver that I use to twist it in, and you just want to kind of get it kind of flush. Be careful not to strip your screws, obviously. If you do that, you'll probably end up with some problems, so just take your time with it. I noticed with mine, the feet have a slight wiggle to them. Maybe I need to like retighten them a little bit, but I just was a little concerned with like the stripping of this, like the head, because just in case I need to like actually take these feet out or something breaks, you never know what can happen. But so far it looks pretty good. It definitely stands nice in like the setup that we have. And yeah, it says right here it's got an energy guide, and it'll tell you kind of the percentage. I haven't really looked into that. Maybe it actually does that. Leave a comment if you know a little bit more about that. But yeah, we're gonna fire her up. I'm gonna plug it in, and yeah, just start wiring everything up. All right, so this is what it looks like when it's fired up. Turned off probably just due to like waiting on a signal or something like that. I probably have to actually get the inputs in. And then it's got the get started, so I'll actually have to put the remote, like just put the batteries in the remote and get that going. This thing is really pretty. as far as I can tell. I've never gotten a chance to really work with 4K, and especially not HDR, but the quality of it looks pretty darn good. I know you can get these guys on Amazon for about 300 as well. I got the 43 inch. There's also a 50 inch, and they're at Walmart where I live. They're like a $10 difference. The reason I got the 43 is just because I couldn't get the 50 there. I know you could probably order it and get it shipped, but I just wasn't really feeling like it. It's Sunday, and I just kind of wanted to go on a drive and go pick this thing up. It is pretty darn thin, all things considered. It might be a little thicker than some TVs I've seen. I know that there's like definitely thinner ones than this for sure, but compared to like my junky ass old TV that's like this thick and it weighs a lot, yeah, this definitely is kind of like a pretty good upgrade for me. But yeah, and as far as my wiring goes, we just have like basic cables, so I'm just going to do an RCA. I know that you could do HDMI to this, and that would be great. I'll probably do that once I get an Apple 4K TV, so that'd probably be the next part. It's just pairing that with this and checking out how it'll look. I might have to do a little bit of checking out on how to just change it, and by change it I mean just like figuring out what the best like setup is for it, for the screen itself, like in the settings. You can leave a comment however like your setup is with how you get your screens if you have a Roku. And yeah, so just gonna start plugging stuff in and getting this thing set up. All right guys, so from here you just go into the setup process, and I just plugged in the remote. Again, it just had some basic batteries in it. It gives you a little Roku remote, which is kind of cool. I definitely kind of like the feel of Roku remotes. If you're a fan, you know, give a thumbs up to that, but if not, that's cool too. I mean, there's different devices out there. But anyways, we're gonna go through the startup process. So first thing for me, it'll be English. If you guys are something else, obviously you'll pick that. And then for me, it's the United States, but you know, they do have the option of Canada, Mexico. So you obviously pick whatever country you're in. And then from here, we're gonna just go up for setup for home use. And then you could go to wired connection or wireless connection, or you could even connect later if you want. So that's kind of a nice feature. I'm gonna go ahead and set up my network connection, and I will be back. So I pretty much finished it all up based off of what I wanna set up for now until I get through. When you set it up over Wi-Fi, it'll require you to go to roku.com/links. It actually shows it once you like connect up through either, again, if you're connecting from like an Ethernet, or if you're connecting through Wi-Fi. For me, it was through Wi-Fi. And then once you do that, you'll just create an account from like a laptop, or if you have like your phone. I did it from my laptop just because it was a little easier. You just want to fill out all the prompts. Make sure you don't miss anything, because if you do, it'll like it won't validate properly. So and you want to go through the 3 steps, or at least that's what I've gone through so far with being from this year being October, or this month being October 2018. So that may change, you never know with stuff for that. But yeah, so I set it up, and then it gave me a code, and you just put that code in from your laptop, and then it will connect up with your television. It'll get you set up. It'll ask you what channels you want to add. You can select or deselect some. And again, there's a good bit of features in there from the Roku site. So if you go there and log in with your account, and you do have to put in credit card information to get it set up. That's kind of a bummer, but you know what? It's just how it goes sometimes. I'm just somebody that doesn't really like to share that kind of information. I'm sure that maybe some of you folks are also not into that. You could leave a comment about that or anything like that. But yeah, I just I went through, set up some basic stuff. Again, I just have like a cable box, so I'm just setting it up for that. But I may play with some of the apps. I have played a little bit on some other Rokus, just like the remotes, but the actual TV itself, I'm pretty satisfied with what I've done so far with it. And yeah, so you guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I hope I gave you a little bit of lighter information about it. If you've already done this kind of stuff, good for you. And but yeah, this was kind of like my first setup with a Roku television. So again, I'll probably have to tweak a couple things for now, but again, I'm pretty happy with the whole setup. You guys have a great and a fantastic day.